How many albums was it with Skin? Was it four or five? Four in a live album?
Well, I mean, if you include the ones that we did
Like
when
the
we came back, there was the first one, then there was Lucky, then there was Experience Electric, then there was Hasta La Vista, then there was Breaking the Silence, and then there was Up Close and Personal. So,
Five,
yeah,
six.
six, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you're still playing some of those songs now.
Yeah.
Even just in soundcheck, we just heard you playing a couple of those songs. Um, do you look back fondly at the writing experience with Skin and the outputs, the products that you came up with?
I mean, when I started playing guitar, it was all about guitar solos. It was the guitar heroes I was interested in, like the Eddie Van Halens, the Michael Schenkers, the Randy Rhoads. And so I was very much obsessed about the construction of guitar playing. And then it dawned on me that if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to write things that people can sing, because that's generally what everyone wants to do. They want to come and sing and clap and dance, and it wasn't about the guitar solo. So then the art form of songwriting became something new to me that wasn't a catalyst at the beginning. So then it became about how can I write great songs, or songs that will be rememberable. So I think around the time of Jagged Edge, then it became that the songwriting became more important than the guitar playing. And so the fact that people still want to hear songs that I wrote 25 years ago, 30 years ago, for me is what it's all about. So I'm very proud of them, and you always sort of think what's going to be left behind. I'm all endlessly looking at music from, I'm still discovering music now which has been created 30 years ago, which I was unaware of. So all of a sudden new artists come to me and it's like, wow, how is it that I've never heard of this? So now is to leave behind a legacy of work, that people will sort of go, well, this is his work, and it's actually more important than my life, sort of thing. Is my life purpose, I guess, to try and create these songs that hopefully people will listen to in the same way. Like I discovered Stevie Ray Vaughan after he died.
Right.
I had no idea who he was. It's like, my God, I never saw this man play.
One of the most amazing guitar players ever.
Absolutely. And to me, it's like, oh my God, I never saw him play. So it's to be part of that. That's kind of what it's all about for me. So just getting it out there for people to discover, that's a big part of my life.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I wanted you to be in episode 1 of the podcast. You've got a story to tell. You've got a back catalogue that I think is amazing.
Thank you.
So a lot of the songs that you've written, how can I put it? Music to me, if it makes you feel good, I'd rather listen to a song that makes me feel good than makes me feel sad. I don't want to listen to a song that makes me feel sad because I don't want to feel sad. And your songs make me feel good.
I think my songs make some people feel sad.
Not me personally, obviously. Like for example, Kim's new single, "Let Me Be the One." As soon as I heard that, I felt good.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Even heard your reworked version of "Love Like Suicide" made me feel better than when I first heard the Skin version.
Yeah.
Of "Love Like Suicide." And not many songs do that now.
Well, makes me happy to hear that. I mean, when I heard Kim's voice, I instantly heard all of these songs that it's like, oh, she needs to sing a song like this, or she needs. It would be good if she sang something like that. So that ignited something in my head as soon as I heard her voice. It's like, oh, I could write this for her, and she can do this, and she can do that. So that's what we're kind of in the process of doing now, is constructing these songs for her.
Well, hopefully, I mean, in this day and age, to me, pop music these days, or commercial music these days, it's totally changed from many, many years ago. For example, I think the last rock song that got to #1 was My Chemical Romance, was Welcome to the Black Parade.
Wow.
And that was, I can't remember what year it was.
Wow, that's a long time ago, yeah.
Early 2000s. It's a long time ago. You won't get a rock song getting in, even in the charts.
Yeah, I mean, like days. Final Countdown, that got to #1. You're right. It's never really triggered with me before, but you're absolutely right.
So, somebody of Kim's talent these days, for her to be successful, how would you how would you deem success for Kim now, and for you as a songwriter of Kim's?
I mean, my work with Kim is very much about presenting her to the world. You know, I'm fully aware that she's going to spread her wings and fly and go and do all the things that she's destined to do.
That's what I'm saying. That she's got that talent, but we just hope that she will.
Well, I mean, it's really going to be dependent upon the team. That no one works within the music industry generally unless they're going to make some kind of financial return from it. To get the good people on board, the Rod Smallwoods, the Adam Parsons, the Peter Menches, the artist has to do a certain amount of work themselves, because, from crap to good is here, good to great is much, much harder. There's lots of people, lots of guys playing the Premiership, but there's only a few Messis, there's only a few Ronaldos, there's only a few Ibrahimoviches, and so you're talking about going up against, when you talk about the great rock singers, we could stand here for about 10 minutes, and within those 10 minutes we would have named them all. They're a very rare breed. The David Coverdales, the Ian Gillans, the Ronnie James Dios, the Lizzie Howes. After 10 minutes we would have been exhausted. To get to that level then takes prolonged discipline, the relentless work ethic of album tour, the skin thick enough to take all of the rejection, all of the trouble within personal relationships, the dynamic within bands of going on tour, tired, just all of the crap that goes with it. And to get from good to great means a lot of endurance and perseverance, and not many people have got it. It's nothing that I can make someone do. They either have it in them. Neville MacDonald is one of the great singers on the planet, but he's not headlining stadiums. It's got nothing to do with his talent. And I could make a whole list of people, and sometimes that's down to bad decision making. Just the desire to play music isn't as strong as to hang out with your family. So there's continual sacrifices, and only a few people. Some people can be famous for a while, but to sustain success for decades, you have to maintain those standards, that discipline, that just relentless drive to succeed, and it's hard. It's really, really tough. Some of the greatest musicians in the world ever made it as a result of it. Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. I could reel them off.
Yeah, well, we had one this week, Keith Flint. Very talented guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't handle it.
So it's a tough business to first succeed in, even harder to survive. So that goes beyond someone's singing ability. It goes beyond someone's playing ability or writing ability. There's other factors, inner mental strength that's going to get you through it. I mean, I remember going on tour with the Choir Boys a few years ago with Red, White and Blues. Some venues had a lot of people in, and some people's were empty. Go on 8 years later, they're selling out again, and because they have that drive and determination to get through it. You can't teach that. You can't give it. You can't fast track it. That has to be earned.
I also think integrity has a lot to do with older musicians. Like say, Choir Boys have never veered away from how they started. They started off as a honky tonk rock and roll band. They're still a honky tonk rock and roll band.
And total respect for it. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, but like yourself as well. The stuff you're writing now is different to the songs that you wrote with Jagged Edge, but you haven't veered away that much.
Yeah, but I did. I mean, to be honest with you, I did, because at the end of Skin, I actually became a gun for hire. I would walk into studios and just play anything, Roger Sanchez. I could give you a list of artists and records that I've played on that you would go like, really? You played on that? I go, yeah. It's shit. But I played on it, and they paid me a few £100 to do it, and I needed money to eat at that particular time. So for 2-3 years, that's what I would do. Just wander around different studios. What do you need to play? And that was it. One of the songs I wrote, made me like £250,000, but it's a piece of shit. I think I wrote it in 5 minutes. I think it was a test for the studio just to see if all the equipment was
Right,
working.
right.
But it turned out to be in the charts for 64 weeks
Wow.
in Austria and Germany and Switzerland and places like that. But it's crap. I'll be the first person to tell you it's crap. But I did deviate from the path because I needed to eat.
But that was a necessity. Like
yeah.
I say, you still have
Yeah.
your integrity, though.
Yeah. I mean, different people will give you different answers, but you know, I try it.
Oh,
I've
wait.
tried to redeem myself since I came back.
Yeah, absolutely.